Hello, welcome back. This video is going to help you how to solve the textbook page 138 to 144, the example 1 to 7. Those are our homework 2 problems, and I believe that you already try yourself, and then you can check the solution with this video. So number 1, this question is asking, first, you're going to grab the function f of x equal to 2x to the second plus 8x plus 5. And then you are going to find the vertex and axis of symmetry. So again, we are going to find out the graph first of this quadratic function. Since it is quadratic, it's going to be either U-shape or umbrella shape. And then once you graph it, we're going to find out the vertex points, which is either minimum or maximum point, and then its axis of symmetry. So there are two methods. The first method is convert standard form to vertex form. Or second, you are going to use the formula to find out the vertex points minus b over 2a, and then you're going to plug in back to your function. So I will show you two different ways to find out the vertex points. So the first method, we have a given standard form f of x equal to 2x second plus 8x plus 5. And again, I want to change it to f of x equal a x minus h to the second plus k. So once you find out hk, that's the vertex points of this quadratic function. So here, I'm going to factor to use completing square method. So 2x squared plus 4x, I need to find out the third and fourth term in order to use a completing square method, which means these three terms are going to be condensed to 2 factor. So how do I do? You're going to half of the middle number, 4 divided by 2, half of it, and square of that number. You're going to plug in here and here, which is 4 divided by 2, 2 to the square is going to be 4. You are going to add 4 and minus 4. Since you add and subtract the same number, the balance is still 0. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect to your equation balance. So we are going to rewrite here 2. And again, x to the second plus 4x plus 4 minus 4 plus 5. These three terms are going to be simplified x plus 2 to the second power, which means you can factor as x plus 2 times x plus 2. And then you are going to, arrange negative 4 and 5 together because negative 4 is instead of the parentheses. So 2 times negative 4, that's how you're going to, move out, bring it out this number to outside of the parentheses. So negative 2 times negative 4, negative 8 plus 5, 2x plus 2 to the second minus 3. That's how I changed the vertex form. I got h, which is a negative 2, because x minus h itself is going to be negative 2 because negative changed to positive 2. K itself is going to be negative 3. Just so I want to go back to this one. These three trinomial, you can factor as x plus 2 to the second power. We call this one is a completing square method. All right, so we found out the vertex point by using, the first method. And automatically we do know in this graph, we have negative 2, negative 3 here. Since A is positive, it's going to be upward. And then you can think about the y-intercept when f of 0 plus 0 plus 5, your y-intercept is going to be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you are going to passing through this. So this is passing through 0, 5. You have -2 comma -3 as a vertex point. Your axis of symmetry is going to be x equal to -2, which is a half point that you're going to have exactly equal to part. All right, this is the first method, and second method is a formula. From, without converting to vertex form, you can use, standard form to find out the vertex point. How do we know? Using this formula. So this one, A, we already know is a 2 from the standard form. B is 8. C is 5. So minus 8 over 2 times 2, -8 over 4, which is a -2. That's your H, right? Same as here. And I'm going to plug it into our standard form, f of -2. I'm basically evaluate when your x is -2, what would be the y? So 2, -2 to the second, plus 8, -2 plus 5. So 2 times 4 minus 16 plus 5. 8 times minus 16 plus 5 will be -3. So we have the same vertex point, -2 comma -3. X of symmetry is going to be -2. Okay? All right. So let's keep going to the next question. Without graphing, locate the vertex and axis of symmetry of the parabola defined by f of x equal to -3x second power plus 6x plus 1. Does it open up or downward? I mean, it's going to be, slope is already negative. So you're going to have downward shape. And then you are going to have a max points, but they want you to find out the vertex. What is your maximum point? So f of x, -3x squared plus 6x plus 1. You could change it to the vertex form, or you could use the formula. It's up to you. But if I do convert it to vertex form, -3x second. Be careful, since I factor with -3, the inside is going to be changed to -2x. You're going to find out the half of number square plus 1. Half of 2 and square root of it, which is 1. You're going to add 1 and subtract 1. That's what they mean. So -3, 2x plus 1, -1 plus 1. Again, this 3 term, we are going to factor x minus 1 to the second power, and then minus 3 times -1 is going to be plus 3 plus 1, -3, x minus 1 to the second power plus 4 is going to be the vertex points. Okay, so again, from here, we have 1 comma 1, 2, 3, 4, and then since it is negative slope, it's going to be downward. And then you're going to passing through 1 as a y-intercept, because it's 0, 0. 1 is going to be your y-intercept, right? Let's double check. A is -3, B is a 6, C is 1. So minus 6 over 2 times a -3. -6 over -6, which is 1, which is your H. Same thing. 1 comma 4. And then you're going to plug in back f of 1, -3, 1 squared, plus 6 times 1, plus 1. -3 plus 6 plus 1, which is 4. So we have same h comma k. So this is first, this is second method. And then it's going to be downward. There we go. Okay. Again, x of symmetry is going to be 1, x equal to 1. All right, let's keep going. The next one. Okay, so we have the same from exam 2. You're going to find out the domain and range and increasing and decreasing. So we already converted from this standard form. We change it to -3 what was it? X minus 1 second plus 4. So we already graphed it. 1 comma, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're passing to the 1. This is the graph. And then the domain is going to be all the possible x-axis, negative infinity to positive. Range is going to be, you're going to stop at 4. So from negative infinity to 4, close. Okay. And then D, increasing, we're going to find out the increasing and decreasing. So this is increasing from negative infinity up to 4. The 4 itself is maximum. We do not include. This is increase. And from 4 to all the positive infinity, that's your decreasing. Okay. So based on your axis of symmetry equal to 1. So I need to change it. Sorry about that. This one has to be negative infinity up to 1, right? And from 1 to positive infinity, your graph is going to be increasing and decreasing. Okay? All right, next one. We're going to find out the same thing. So f of x, x to the second minus 6x plus 9. You know what? This one is already, you can factor like that. Your graph is going to be 3, 0. And then you're going to have y-intercept 9, which is going to be like this. So I already found out the vertex point. I just factor from here to here. Because half of 6 is 3. 3 to the second power is 9. This is already completing square. So you can factor x minus 3 times x minus 3. So vertex is going to be 3, 0. Your axis of symmetry, x equal to 3. Your y-intercept, 0, 9, when x equal to 0. I just evaluated x of 0. 0 minus square is 9. Domain, from all the negative to 3. This is going to be domain. Oh, sorry, your domain is going to be all the possible number. So like that, and range from 3 to all the possible infinity. Okay. Where's increasing and decreasing? You're increasing from 3 to positive infinity. Decreasing was negative infinity to positive 3. Do not include them. Okay, think about it. One more thing. We do the keep 2. We have a standard form like that. And then I'm going to factor. Since I factor 2, it's going to be 1 over 2x adding minus plus 1. Are you following? 2, half of it. Half of 1 over 4, 1 over 2 is 1 over 4. You're going to square root of it. So 1 over 2x plus 1 over 16 minus 1 over 16 plus 1. Again, this 3 is going to be x plus 1 over 4 to the second. You're going to multiply 2 and negative minus 1 over 8 plus 1. So it's going to be 2x plus 1 over 4 to the second plus 7 over 8 if you operate those two numbers. So this graph going to show you negative 1 comma, which is negative 0.25, and very small number here. And slope is positive. It's going to be upward. You're going to pass into the 0, 1. So it is going to be like that. So vertex is going to be negative 1 comma 1 over 4 and 7 over 8. Axis of symmetry, x equal to negative 1 over 4, y-intercept 0 comma 1, because when you plug in 0 0 it's going to be 1. In your domain, all the negative infinity to positive infinity range is going to be from here, 1. You're going to have include 1, all the positive. And increase from 1 to positive infinity, decrease negative infinity up to 1. So these are open, open, open parentheses. One last one, this 2. Determine the quadratic function whose vertex is already 1 comma negative 5 and y-intercept is negative 3. So we already know the vertex form. They say h is 1, k is negative 5. I'm going to plug in. So a, x minus 1, h itself minus 5, right? This is their form, vertex form, and they say the y-intercept is negative 3. What does that mean? Y-intercept is when x equal to 0. So when x equal to 0, a, 0, 1 minus 1 square, they are going to have negative 3 as a y-intercept. Let's calculate this part. Square minus 5 equal to negative 3. This is a, 1, negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. I'm adding 5, both of sides is going to be 2. So we have a, now I can complete f of x, 2, x minus 1 to the second power minus 5 is going to be your vertex form, and that's your quadratic function. All right, one more thing. They want to find out whether it is maximum, whether it has maximum or minimum point. All right, let's do it. So f of x minus 4x minus 5. I could do the vertex form, or you could do the formula. But again, if I do the vertex form, x a second minus 4x, I'm going to add and subtract the same number. How you find out this? Half of negative 4 square root of it, which is 4. So you are going to minus 4x plus 4 minus 4 minus 5. This trinomial, change it to x minus 2 to the second power will be negative 5. So if you graph it, 2 comma up to 9, slope is y-intercept is going to be negative 5. Sorry, my mistake. It's going to be 2 comma negative 9. So here, and you're passing through the 0 comma negative 5. So it is going to be like this. It has minimum point at 2 comma negative 9. All right, so I just briefly re-explain all the problem, example 1 through 7 on the textbook page 132 through 144. If you have any further question, email me and stop by my virtual office hour. Thank you. See you soon.